I'd like to take a few minutes and explore the creation and usage of arrays in a graphical way before we get moving on the labs and tracing. So let me just set up a couple drawing tools so I can draw on the screen. So an array is usually thought of as a bunch of boxes strung together. And so often people will draw it like this. Just get a couple of them going together for us. Okay. So maybe I have one of those. Is my first element my array, and let me just make some copies. Let's say I have 5 elements in my array to make it easy for myself. Okay, so when you declare an array of 5, say, ints, Java knows how long an int is, and it knows how many a 5 is, and so it can multiply the amount of memory it takes to store one int by 5 and figure out how much memory this whole bunch of ints takes. Now, if I am thinking about arrays, we can't really say what they look like in memory, but we can draw pictures of them to help us understand them. And as we know from earlier videos, arrays start at 0, and so often when you see, I'm not sure why this is asking me, there we go. Here we go, okay. Try that again. Okay. Sure, I suddenly can't draw in here because my pencil has been turned white for some reason. Okay. Okay, here we would number the items in the array. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, the 0th item through the 4th item. Length is 5, meaning that the array goes from 0 to 4. Okay, these things are the indexes or indices. This is often why that for loop they say in I stands for index. And these things are the actual values. Trouble with my pen today. So I'm going to change to the text area for a second so I can type a little more quickly than I can write. And so if I put if I just stick a value in here, like one more moment with the pencil or brush here, if I stick a value of say 9, and then 5, and then 3, 7, and 0, say, then we would say that whatever my array name is, nums sub 4 is a 0. So if I were to print out if I wanted to print out that 0, I would say something like, I would access it by saying num sub 4, and num sub 4 has a 0 in it. Num sub 5 is an error. There is no num sub 5. Even though the length is 5, the indexes go from 0 to 4. So this way of drawing an array can be helpful to you when you're trying to get it in your head and understand what the data looks like. And I use a similar way of keeping track when I am tracing, which we'll see shortly.